Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I pray that you're blessed and that everyone around you is blessed as well. I'm Tina from Tina Wonderfully Made, and if you are new, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe so you can join the Wonderfully Made family. If you're returning, welcome back. Let's get into the video. So, I'm alive, you guys. I'm alive and well. Don't mind the dog. She likes to be by my side at all times. And as you can probably hear in my voice, I was sick, y'all. I was down in the dumps. The last video I posted was the day that I went and did that photo shoot with the indie bookstore that I am collabing with, or what can you say? I'm an ambassador for. And I got home, was chit-chatting with my husband, telling him about it, and then I just started feeling really weird. And so we were in the office slash book room, and he was working on some stuff on the computer, and I just laid down on the floor, bundled up in my reading blanket, and it just went downhill from there. So I was, let me just give you a backstory. Not backstory, but a continuation. So that night, I ended up getting a fever and I had chills, and then the body aches came. And then, but the day before the photo shoot, I was like, I had an itchy throat. And so I'm like, okay, it's allergies because Michigan weather, like I've been talking about, is something's going on in her life where she can't figure things out. And so it's been cold, hot, cold, hot. And yeah, anyways, so I'm thinking, okay, it's just allergies. But then that night, I was like, yeah, it's something else. My husband had been sick prior, and he never goes to the doctor, so we don't know if it was a flu, COVID, allergies. Who knows? Who knows? But he was down and out too. Um, and so I'm like, okay, I have what you had. Like, that's it. The next day came, I was getting a little bit worse. I still had fever, had body aches. The body aches were something different. Like you couldn't even like rub my skin because it felt like you were using sandpaper. And then that Saturday night, daughter, my oldest daughter came, and my grandkids, two of the three, because one of them was with her dad, getting stuff done or ready for their move. And so my daughter, she was gonna fly with the two kids back to Texas, and her husband and one of the kids and his dad that came up from Texas to help them move. Anyway, I'm just like giving you all the details. But anyways, um, they they left. So my daughter and the two kids decided to spend the night at my house, so my husband could take her to the airport in the morning, Sunday morning. And I cooked. I did cook. I made enchiladas and rice and beans and all that fun stuff for their like farewell dinner. But I had to like stop like towards the end and just lay down. My husband and my daughter finished, and I just couldn't, like I had no energy. I was just miserable. And like I wanted to be in the moment because my grandkids were leaving me and my daughter. And so I mustered up the strength to like enjoy the time, laugh with them, stuff like that. I did not go to sleep because they were going to get up at 4 a.m. to go to the airport. And I stayed up. And as soon as I seen my daughter curled up on the couch, I'm not going to cry, you guys. I'm not going to cry. I did enough crying. I seen her as a little kid. And then knowing, okay, knowing that she wasn't going to have me close by wrecked me. I'm not going to cry. She's 26, but I've never been apart from my daughter more than a month because when we moved up to Michigan, me, my husband, my son, and my youngest daughter, my oldest daughter was already married and was pregnant, and they were in Texas, but they decided they wanted to move up to Michigan too. So we were apart from each other for a month. That was the longest in 26 years that I've ever been apart from my daughter. I'm not gonna cry, okay? Let me gather my thoughts. And so, did all the crying. I was I was just a wreck. Sick plus being an emotional wreck. And then seeing my grandkids leaving too was just so hard. They ended up leaving. They got there safe. They're doing great. Um, and then I was just getting worse. Like my fever, I still had a fever up to the Tuesday after. I was coughing, very tired, had the worst headache. Like it was just so bad. So my husband, and then I had no taste. By like the third or fourth day, maybe like the fourth day of being sick, I had no taste. So my husband was like, "You have COVID." Like no ifs, ands, or buts. Like you have COVID. And so I was just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna ride it out. By like Wednesday, I my husband was like, "You're not getting any better. Like you are still miserable, and I don't want you to get like pneumonia or bronchitis or anything. Um, you need to go to the doctor." So Thursday afternoon, I went. They were like, let us check you for COVID, flu, and RSV. So okay. I ended up getting the test results back. I think it was either later that day or the next day, and it was influenza B. And so she said they couldn't give me anything for it because I was already like past the fever point. If I still was getting fevers, then they would have prescribed me like an antibiotic or something. But didn't have a fever since that Tuesday morning. So and then I also through being sick, I was so congested that really felt like I couldn't breathe. Like it was so stuffy and all the way down to like my throat. I feel like my throat was closing. I couldn't swallow. Not that my throat hurt, it's just there was so much gunk that I just could not breathe. So had a like I was starting to have a panic attack and I started crying. My husband was like, just take a deep breath. You can breathe because you're talking, blah, blah, blah. And so I was doing the nasal spray, all that stuff. But you can't use that more than 3 days, which bugged me. Anyways, I don't want this to be super long. I'm just telling you what I've been going through. So we're going to talk about what I've been going through the last like 2 weeks and then add in some reading stuff because we'll talk about it. Anyways, so I went to the doctor, still feeling miserable. I was so tired. Like I just wanted to lay down. I had no strength to do anything. I lost weight, just crazy. Um, and then my son is moving. Like, so on top of being sick or getting over it, my husband was going to help him pack up his home and get him ready to move to Texas as well. And I was fine because I'm like, okay, I already had one kid move away. I know the feelings, I got all that out. But my son is my only son. um, he ended up. I'm filming this on what's today? Thursday, Friday? I don't know. And my son was going to drive down by himself, and I was like, no. My husband decided to drive down with him to help him drive. He packed up. He ended up getting a pod, one of those moving pods, for all his stuff. So he was just like, I'm gonna move down or drive down. My husband was like, I'll drive with you and then fly back. He ended up spending the night, like last weekend, plus like Monday, and then they were like, we'll just leave Tuesday morning. I didn't sleep again, still stuffy and feeling a little ill, and I didn't sleep because I was just like, no, because what if I don't wake up and they end up leaving and I'm not going to be able to say goodbye? I was miserable. Like, same thing. Like, I ended up making them like some breakfast tacos so they could take on the road. And while I'm cooking, I'm thinking this is going to be like the last meal that I cook for my son. Not that, I mean, I'm making it sound like they're dying, but it's just like something so strange, like a feeling so strange that you don't know until it happens. And so, like, I try to talk to him, and then I would just start crying. So that morning when they were leaving, they walked out the door. Like I kind of felt my body going into panic mode, and I had a full blown panic attack. Luckily, they didn't leave the driveway because my youngest daughter was with me, and she called my husband. Was like, "You need to come back in. I'm nervous. I mean, I'm scared for mom. She can't breathe. Blah blah blah." He comes in, and my husband is. I love him. Like, oh, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I did too much. But long story short, they made it. My husband's flying back, and I'm so blessed to have my youngest daughter still here. She lives with us now. Like she was living with my son, but she moved back in with us, and she just made yesterday just so much fun. Like we went and shopped. We went thrifting. We went to a few stores, and then she was like, "Let's go get some crab boils." Um, and then we ended up getting muumuus or I, I call them dashikis. I don't know. They're muumuus, the ones that you get at like Ross. And she was like, "Let's get some and just sit down in the house and watch TV or like do something." And I was like, "Are you serious?" So she ended up getting one for me. We laughed so much when we put them on. And then we ended up coming home, trying on stuff that we bought and watching the Hannah Montana like special on Disney Channel on the Disney Plus app thing. And that brought a lot of memories because my oldest daughter used to watch Hannah Montana all the time. And my youngest was still too young when Hannah Montana first came out, but she remembers bits and pieces and she enjoyed it too. So that was fun because I feel like I grew up with my kids because I had them so young. So Hannah Montana is like part of us, you know? Anyways, I woke up this morning. I was like, I'm just going to tell my story of what I've gone through in the last 2 weeks and say I did not read a lot. So here's where we're going to talk about books. This is a book channel, okay? But it's also family because I say we talk about faith, family, and books here. Faith, family, and fiction. um, and first, I want to just thank God for just blessing me with such an incredible family. My kids are not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect as a parent, but they bring me so much joy. And then just to see the fact that they're growing up to where they can move away and be okay. I'm not gonna cry. Yeah, so I am just blessed to have them, and I pray that their journeys become as blessed as the journey that I've been on. So gather your thoughts, Tina. It's okay. Anyways, let's talk about books, okay? Before I start boohooing again. Anyways, um, I did finish one book. It's the shortest one. The Housemaid's Wedding. I don't even know what to say. I gave it a 3.5 ish. It's very short, but it took me like a day and a half to finish because just put it down because I just was not in the right frame of mind to talk about books. Um, but it was okay. It was like I don't think it was necessary. It really didn't talk about much. Like the end maybe got me, and that's why I gave it a 3.5. But it's just talking about Millie. Duh. Millie and Enzo and them getting ready to get married and go to the courthouse, and she's already pregnant with her daughter, but she's like getting these weird vibes and these weird calls and stuff like that, and so she feels like someone's watching her. So, but the end there is like a little okay, what's gonna happen? So not bad. And then I was like, I don't want to read. Like I am so emotional right now. I don't feel like picking up a book. I did end up starting um, A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. This is, I've said it a bunch of times, the Oshina Fable Book Club pick for this month. I'm only, let me see, like 25 pages in. I am doing some tabbing because I feel like it's going to be really good, and I've heard great things about it because it's part of a series, like a 3-book series. And they say this book, like, it leaves off like on a cliffhanger, and you need to pick up the second book, which next month will be the second book, and then the third is in June. Um, so so far it's good. It's super sad because it's talking about when the Jews were being like slaughtered, and it's going back into the Roman days, I believe. Um, when like with Hadassah and her family and stuff like that. And so she's just like talking about what her family is going through so far, and it's good. Like it's definitely getting my attention. I just, like I said, have not been in the mood to read. And it's not that I'm in a book slump, it's just everything going on. It's just like I don't even want to pick up a book, even though I've said and I know that books help me. That sickness, whatever my body was wrestling with, I didn't even have the energy to pick up a book. So, yeah. And then I was like, okay, I want to start something else too. Like I want to have a few things going. Ended up starting Yellow Wife by Sadika Johnson, and I think I'm only like maybe 15 or 20 pages in as well. And so far it's good. It's just talking about this family that works on this plantation, and they're just giving like small descriptions so far. I'm not even that much in to even give you like detail. And then I was like, okay, both of these books are heavy. Let me start something that is a little bit more like uppity. I don't know. And so I pulled out The Neighbor Favor by Christina Forrest, and I think it's going to be a cute story. I didn't just cracked it open, to be honest. I'm only on page 5, but I just like started it yesterday or something. But I was like, my daughter was like, okay, let's go do some stuff. So that's what I'm reading. Now, yesterday, like I was talking about my daughter taking me out, I was at Meyer. No, I was actually at Walmart. I didn't even go to the book section at Meyer. Yeah, I was at Walmart because we were like, let's go get the shoes because Walmart's fashion, they're hitting. I didn't buy any clothes or shoes. I did go in there to look at the shoes, but I didn't end up getting anything. And I was like, you know what? Before we leave, let's go to the book section. And I had to get this book because I can't wait to read it. And I think I'm going to add it to my TBR for this month, even though it was unexpected and was not part of the picks. I know. It's a lot of books that I'm adding to this month. However, like I want to have options too. And it's okay if I don't finish the books. Like it's totally going to be fine. But I want to read this so bad, and I feel like I might crack it open tonight just so I can start it. Even though I have so many books going on, I'm also going to see if there's any audiobooks for any of the other books that I'm reading. But this one I definitely want to read, and I'm so excited for it. And it's, yeah, The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. I did not want to leave the store without this book. It does have the sprayed edges and the cute little pages, like the, I don't even know what you call it. The inside, it doesn't have the dog on it like the Target one does, but I'm totally fine with it. I don't even take the desk covers off when I'm reading, so it doesn't matter if there's a dog or not. So this, I had to get it. Just Abby Jimenez is one of my favorites, and she's one of the authors that I started like my journey of reading and like uploading and doing all the bookish things. So she's one of the authors that I started with as well, next to Colleen Hoover, because I think Colleen Hoover was the start to a lot of people's journeys. But Abby Jimenez is so good. I can't say that I've read all her books, but what I've read so far, I absolutely love it because she has a character or even a couple characters in there, or like the plot, or the scenery or whatever, and it makes you feel like you're part of the story, or like that character, or have been in that situation. And so I was like, okay, this one, because I actually really liked um the one that I really really like, my favorite one so far is Just for Summer. But what's the other one? The one that goes with this one? Say You'll Remember Me. I don't know why I can't never remember books, like if I've read them a long time ago. But Say You'll Remember Me it came out last year, and I was like, yep, we got to get it. And I read it, liked it a whole lot. And this is the second book. And what I've been reading, or what I've been hearing, is that this is a um is it boyfriend's best friend trope. And so interesting. And since I don't read smut or like open door romance books anymore, I heard that this one is pretty good, because there's one girl that I follow on Instagram that said that she likes it, even, and she doesn't read smut or open door romance. And she said it was really good. The storyline was incredible, very touching, stuff like that. So definitely want to start this. I don't, I tried, let me see. I'm gonna grab my TBR basket I have over here in the corner. I really tried, bless my husband so bad. I tried to start this one and had no clue what I was listening to. So I don't want to say it's a DNF, but maybe when I'm a little bit better, I can like slowly start it. Even if I don't finish it this month, um, if it takes me 10 years to finish that book, I'm going to read it, because my husband really put thought into it when he was reading the synopsis and stuff, and thought of me when he was out of the state. Um, but yeah, anyways, um, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm so glad to be back. I know I was posting like here and there, but I really didn't do anything. I I barely took pictures of anything I was doing. I didn't film anything. That's why there wasn't a video last week. I just wanted to spend time with family and enjoy the time that I had with them, on top of being miserable and sick. So I again apologize for my voice. I still feel like and think I sound like congested, which I am. I'm getting rid of all the stuff, and I definitely have my energy back. Thank God. I'm starting to clean my house because it is just so bad. And there's stuff that my daughter brought before she left, like cleaning supplies and food and stuff that I need to put away. And then my same thing with my son. So we've accumulated so much stuff that I just need to put it away now. Like, it's ridiculous. On top of that, I got rid of my reading sofa, you guys. Yes. So I ended up getting a corner desk, which my husband still needs to like tighten it up and stuff. I got it off of Marketplace. I'll show you when everything's done, but there's so much stuff. This section behind my phone is ridiculous. Um, and the floor is crazy. But yeah, I got a corner desk, and then I just want to get like maybe a chair. I don't know, because I've been loving to read in the living room while my husband's watching TV and or in my bed before I go to bed. That my sofa was just too big for the space and making it more crowded. So I don't know if I want to add like a reading chair or anything. Maybe later, I don't know. Um, but I'm loving it so far. I just now I'm gonna start putting stuff away and yeah. So let me get to it. I have so much to do. I'm just so glad to be back. Thank you to those that have stayed. I appreciate you so much. Like, there's no words to describe how much I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Tell, those that said get well and, well wishes and all that stuff. I, it truly meant so much, so much. So, with that being said, I love you guys. And I hope you're reading. Tell me what you're reading in the comments. Um, Maybe we have the same reading vibes. Maybe were you sick? Did you get sick? Like, are you doing well? That's what I want to know. Comment. I want to talk to you guys. I love commenting back. I do comment as quick as I can. Um, and it just feels like I have like an extended family, friends, sisters, all those things. And so I just appreciate and I love talking with you guys when I'm on the socials. So if you're following me here and you're not following me over on Instagram, please do. Info's in the description. Also, check out the website. It's www.tinawonderfullymade.com. I'm going to try. My husband has done all the work, but I need to learn how to upload and do all that stuff because he did everything. And I was so sick I couldn't even pay attention. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm talking too much, but I just missed you guys. Just know that. Thank you again for sticking with me. Don't forget to share, comment, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff because we're family, okay? Anyway, with that being said, I love you guys and remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Talk to you later. Bye.